Hey everyone, Savo here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Trying something new today. What I'm going to do is rewrite my LinkedIn profile, at least this about section, in public. So I've had this on my I've had this on my to-do list for a while now. I'm somewhat happy with my LinkedIn profile, but now that I'm going to be posting on it every day, I really want to make sure that it's really well written and that it does a good job of sending people to my website, more specifically to my newsletter. So what I'm going to be doing here is basically building in public, or more specifically, writing in public and narrating my thought process as I rewrite my LinkedIn profile. I think this should be quite valuable for people. Just I know that whenever I'm struggling with something, it's always useful for me to watch someone do something similar, and it's even more helpful when they narrate their thought process, so I can see where they're coming from. I can see like the why behind what they're doing, and that's what I hope to achieve with this video here for you. So this is going to be completely unscripted. I don't know what I'm going to end up with, but I am going to show you a behind the scenes look at how I approach writing my LinkedIn profile and how I approach copywriting in general. So if I get good feedback on these types of videos, I'll definitely do more as I build out new sections on my website, or I'm helping a consultant with their website or their LinkedIn profile, or whether I'm making updates to my own products. I do think this is a valuable thing to do and thing to showcase. But I'm curious to know your feedback and if you find this helpful. And I eventually will make these videos only for consultant website template kit customers, maybe only maybe book customers as well, but that's to be decided. But they definitely will be for people who are more serious about their consulting website and about their digital presence. So LinkedIn, um, I think it's a fantastic channel for B2B, for consultants. I know plenty of consultants who are getting good results from their digital marketing. A lot of it comes from LinkedIn. Your clients hang out on LinkedIn, they read LinkedIn, and the general context of LinkedIn is that it's okay to reach out to someone, to talk about your services. It's okay to write about what you're working on in your business. All of that stuff is appreciated, and it's I know a lot of consultants who do really well on LinkedIn, whether it be their marketing or whether it be their cold outreach. LinkedIn is the place to start when you're looking to market your consulting business online. So that means it's really worth getting your LinkedIn profile right. Now, as a business owner, as a consultant, you should never think about your LinkedIn profile like a resume. The vast majority of people on LinkedIn, I'm guessing, are people seeking employment and your standard employees, and they're essentially using LinkedIn as a resume, as a digital resume. But unless you're looking for a job, you don't want to use your LinkedIn profile like that. You're not looking to apply for jobs. You're looking to attract clients. You're looking to start conversations with clients, and therefore, a traditional resume format is not really going to help you do that. And unfortunately, for you, LinkedIn, it really, on the surface, it tries to trap you into writing out a resume, and a lot of consultants do this. But you need to make sure that your profile is much more focused on your ideal client than yourself. You want to like literally use the words you more than you use the words I, because as I'll talk about as I start writing, the goal of your LinkedIn profile is to get your prospect to reach out to you, to drive interest. to start conversations. And you're not going to do that unless you're actually talking to your prospect. It's not going to work if you just talk about yourself. Now, I do have an article. If you Google consultant LinkedIn profile template, you can find this article, which I'm pretty happy with. But I do think I eventually will make some improvements to it. But it gives you like a general template you can use to write your LinkedIn profile. It's not perfect yet, but it's better than 90 to 95% of LinkedIn profiles written from scratch, in my estimation. So give that a look, and I'll definitely be borrowing from this as well. And now let's get into the actual writing. So I've opened up a blank Google Doc, which I'll be writing in. Here's my old profile. It's not terrible. It's decent, but I could be doing a better job with it, and that's what I'm gonna attempt to do here today. Now, one thing I think what intimidates a lot of people when it comes to writing is starting from this blank page, and you never want to do that. It's not really helpful. It's gonna kind of force you to procrastinate, and there's no reason to start from a blank page. So I'm gonna show you two resources that I'm gonna use to help me write this profile. First of all, my consultant LinkedIn profile template. That'll definitely help. Should help you as well if you're writing yours. Um, this is my notes on a book called The Brain Audit, and I like to start by referencing the Brain Audit whenever I am writing any copy. And the Brain Audit is all about, it's basically a metaphor that says if you want your prospect to take action on any sort of sales material you put out, there are 7 bags that they must take off a conveyor belt before they're ready to buy. That's the metaphor. And those 8 bags are the problem, the solution, the target profile, the trigger, the objections, the testimonial or testimonials, the risk reversal, and your uniqueness. And if you hit on all of these points, you're going to have a much, much higher chance of the prospect taking your desired action. And it also presents them in this specific order. So what I'm going to try and do is structure my LinkedIn profile like this conveyor belt, so that my prospects, they read this and they go through my profile, and all of these are being taken off, so that by the end they are ready to take the desired action. So you can use this whenever you're writing copy. You can use it for your sales pages, your homepage. I structure my consultant website template kit heavily using this as a framework, and I think it's very helpful. It's very useful. And before I start writing here, I'll quickly go through the top of my LinkedIn profile, because this is the first thing that your prospects are going to see. You want a nice banner. My thinking behind this is it showcases that I do have a book, and I use a website called Canva. Canva is really good for putting together quick, professional looking, Facebook banners, LinkedIn banners, graphics, logos, etc. Really helpful resource. Highly recommend it. Professional photo. Not much to say there. It's just using my phone, and I don't really enjoy taking headshots or any of that, so I'm happy with that. Now this thing is really important. This is your tagline. This is like the headline of your article, right? And you want to think about your LinkedIn profile as a sales asset, and a sales asset is it's copywriting, and copywriting is all about getting your prospect to take the desired action, and your headline needs to capture their attention so that they do read more. So this is my headline. I'll bring that over here. I just want to remove the formatting. Turn this into a title. I'll actually make that an H1 just so it's a little bit smaller. So the tagline is super important because this is what people see. If we even look over here, we see people's tagline. And most people, what they do with this tagline is they'll put management consultant, marketing consultant, design consultant. But that doesn't really give the reader or your prospect a good idea about what it is you do, or more specifically, what it is you can do for them. So I really like this formula because, something like management consultant or product manager or product designer, those words can contain so many different things and they're so ambiguous that they're not going to draw people's attention or get people to click onto your profile, which is essentially the goal of this title, of this tagline. So it's a really simple formula. I help market get benefit from discipline, something like that. So mine is obviously I help consultants get clients through their website. And this formula is really, really useful and helpful because you're addressing who it is you serve. You're addressing what it is they get from your services or from working with you. And this one's kind of optional, but in my case, if I just remove this, I help consultants get clients. This could mean through anything: PPC advertising, sales training, referral strategies. But I very specifically focus on using your website to get clients. And I need to make that clear with my headline to differentiate myself. Like, this in enough is compelling because consultants want to get more clients. But I think I make it more compelling by adding through their website, because then they're thinking, because what you want to do with this tagline is get people to think, oh, how do they do that, right? And it's not obvious how to get clients through your website. So when I say this, my hope is that consultants think, oh, how does he do that? And then they click through and they read my profile. And recently I removed the word get more clients because I realized that not many consultants are getting clients from their website in the first place. It's more of like a new thing. So by removing the word more, I'm showing them that, yes, you can get clients through your website, even if you're getting zero. Because a lot of the people that I work with, they're starting from scratch. Most consultants don't know how to use their website to get clients, and that's what I help them. That's what I help them do. So that's why it's my tagline. But this formula is really helpful for this tagline. So I'll remove that. Now, coming back to the brain audit, I want to start with the problem. Now, the idea with the problem is that problems get people's attention quicker than solutions. You think about like a fire. It's wired in human beings to pay attention to problems more so than solutions, because problems can kill us and solutions can provide a couple minutes of happiness. That's why news headlines are always alert, breaking news. It's always tragedies and problems and disasters, because we're wired to pay attention to those problems. So what I want to do is start by describing a problem that my prospects are facing in their business. And then I want to get that to resonate with them, so they're thinking, yeah, that sounds like me. I'm dealing with this problem. I'm highlighting a problem so that they pay attention and that they want to read on to that next line. But before I actually do that, I need to actually start with the end in mind. Really helpful mental model I like to use in business and writing is inversion, and then that's starting from the end. And what I want people who read my LinkedIn profile to do is sign up for my newsletter. Now, I'm no longer offering consulting services. I used to, but right now I only sell my book and my consultant website template kit. And what leads people to purchasing those is usually my newsletter. So I've set up a page on my website called newsletter, and that is probably one of the most important pages because it gets people to sign up for my email course and my my homepage template. So I'm going to grab a link to that. And I'm going to paste this in here. So this is the end. This starting from the end in mind. This is where I want to direct people who from my LinkedIn profile to my newsletter page. And as a consultant, you can have a similar. You're probably not gonna. You might want to redirect people to a newsletter page, but you can also, and most of you will probably do this, is lead people to a contact page, and that's where they can pick a time with you for a chat. My consultant website template kit has a really effective contact page that's really simple. It's really stripped down to the basics to get people to pick a time with you for a call. The more calls you get with your prospects, the more business you're going to win. So a lot of your digital presence is funneling people to a contact page where they can pick a time to have a call with you. But in my case, since I'm no longer offering consulting services and I'm not really doing calls for sales, I want people to go to my newsletter page so they sign up for my newsletter, so that they're basically giving me permission to market to them and to add value and to eventually, when they're ready, pitch them my offerings. So let's start with the end in mind, and now let's think about the problem here. Now, another way, and this is probably the most important thing about this entire video, if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this, is that you want to have what I call a copy collection. And a copy collection is a collection of the language that your prospects use to describe their problems, their desires, their frustrations, their objections, their challenges, and where they want to be in their business. I could write what I think about my prospects' problems are, but it's much, much better for me to have been collecting this language so that whenever I'm writing, I can reference it and literally copy and paste it and use it in my copywriting. It's the idea that copywriting should be curated and not necessarily just written. And I teach this in my consultant website template kit. A lot of consultants say that it's the most valuable part of the entire kit. It changes the way you think about how you market and how you write and how you basically operate your marketing and sales. And I'll show you mine. So I'm going to, and for reference, this app right here I'm using is called Roam Research. It's an absolute game changer for note taking and for just kind of like building your second brain. I do plan to do a lot of tutorials on how to use Roam in your business for copywriting especially, but that's where I source. That's where I use to curate all my notes and then reference them whenever I'm writing. So here's how I have a note for my book, notes on the brain on it, but I'm going to type in TNC email Safari. And I learned about this idea from someone called Amy Hoy, and she calls this Sales Safari. Mine's a bit different, but the idea is the same. So credit to Amy for teaching me that. Check her out if you're interested in product development and design. But the idea here is that you are looking and you're reading what people say about their problems, their pains, their frustrations, their desires, their challenges, their objections, and then you're just copy and pasting that language into a document so that you can reference it whenever you're writing. And this right here, what you're looking at, is my own, and I have saved whenever I'm writing or I'm talking to a customer or I'm reading emails from a customer. Whenever they describe some pain that they're feeling, I write that down in this document. Whenever they are using jargon, I write that down. Whenever they make recommendations to me, I write that down. Whenever I discover some sort of worldview, I'll write that down. Whenever they have an objection to one of my products or one of my services, I write that down. Whenever they describe the dream or where they want to be, I write that down. And that means whenever I am writing copy, I can reference the exact words and phrasing and metaphors and similes that they use. And the idea here is that instead of just coming up with this stuff on my own, I can use the words that my actual prospects and my customers are actually using. And that gives it a much higher chance of resonating. And when your copy resonates and when they're nodding along and they're saying, yeah, that sounds like me, they're much more likely to take the desired action and click this link, go to my newsletter page, sign up, and then the rest is history. So this is how you should absolutely approach copywriting. And this right here is like the precursor to copywriting. It's really market research made much easier and stripped down to the essentials. So highly recommend that all of you do something like this. You can learn more from my consultant website template kit, the copy collection, but this is basically what it is. And this is what I'm going to use to start writing my LinkedIn profile. So let's see what I have here already. A few years ago, your consulting website didn't matter, but now 4 out of 5 of your prospective buyers look at your consulting website before doing business with you. And if it doesn't impress them, they will rule you out. So here's really the problem. Tired of relying on referrals, want to build in more predictability and profitability into your consulting business. It's a bit wordy. It's too wordy for me right now. I wrote this a couple of years ago. But the pain, like I see this so much. I mean, the people that I serve, cold calling, networking is extremely taxing. They're tired of making direct outreach. They hate having to do it. Strong words like that is really, really useful for your copy. I'm going to quickly browse through this. Getting clients is our major concern. That ties into my tagline. Lack of leads and conversions from the new site. Struggling. It's a good indicator of pain. People do not like to rely on luck. And oftentimes cold calling and referrals and networking is about luck. So that's one of the biggest pain points. I don't like that word. The biggest sources of pain I've seen from consultants. So I'm going to ask a question with the problem section. I'll bring that up here. Train on it, just so I have that for reference in the sidebar. So the people that I serve, I think this will resonate with them. They're tired of relying on referrals, networking, and cold outreach to get consulting clients. Like, they don't like doing it. It feels like luck. It feels like a lack of control. They started their business so that they can, create their own lifestyle, but now they're just kind of waiting around for new business. Excuse me. So sometimes I'll use exact language, but this one is kind of like patterns. I've written this myself, but it's sort of like a pattern. It's a conglomeration of what I've seen when I look at all this pain from my audience and from my own intuition. So it's a mix of my own writing and what I observe when I read through the pain section of my copy collection. Are you tired of relying on referrals, networking, and cold outreach to get new consulting clients? I could dive deeper into that pain, but I'm going to leave that for now. And again, when you're writing the first draft, like, just write. Don't try and edit and write at the same time. Just do like a brain dump and get the words on the page. Take a day off and then come back to it the next day and then go through editing. I think I'll do this. I think I'll do that on this video here, is do like a brain dump and just get my thoughts onto the page without editing, without thinking too much. Just go on to the next line and then I'll come back and edit it, a day or two from today or next week or whatever. But you always want to approach writing in this two-step formula: write, then edit. Never try and write and edit at the same time. It's much easier to write and produce polished copy when you separate the two steps and you do one after the other. You write and then you edit. So that's what I'm going to do here today. So I'm not going to think too much about this. I'm just going to go on to the next line, the next section. So let's move on to the solution. So I have brought up the problem. I've brought up their pain that they're feeling. And now I'm going to bring up the solution. So I'll bring up my notes on what I have on the solution. Pain relievers. Flip side of the problem. So what I've done here is here's the pain, and I've flipped the pain to dream. So are you tired of relying on referrals, networking, and cold outreach to get new consulting clients? Do you want to run a consulting business that doesn't run on luck, where you can predictably win new consulting business? Good enough. I'll definitely edit this, but the idea is there. So it's problem, then solution. Problem, then solution. It's basically just flipping the pain. This part's important. The client is not interested in how you do things well, not at the start anyways. The role of the solution is to nullify the problem, not to explain the long-winded process you use. Very important. So we have problem, we have solution, and now let's go to the next step. The target profile. So this one is not really something that you write per se. It's more about who your profile is for. And in my case, I address that in the tagline, consultants. So it actually comes out in the trigger, which I'll get to next. So the trigger is basically your USP, your tagline, the formula that I showed you. I help market to get benefit through discipline. I help financial startups secure more funding through financial consulting. I help manufacturing companies with their speed up their processing with product design, something like that, right? That's the basic formula. In my case, I help consultants get clients to their website. So I'm basically just going to use that again here. Yeah, so it's just going to get them more interested. It's just, I'm just actually going to write this out here. I help consultants get clients through their website. I kind of want to add a so that statement here, because this is just literally my tagline. So that, let's actually look at my dream copy collection. So dream is like what people want. This is their desired outcome. Some really good stuff here. Yeah, people, they want qualified leads. They want a website that's focused on business. 24/7 lead generator. That's good stuff. Again, this is not stuff that I wrote down. This is stuff that people are telling me. And if someone else is saying this, and the chances are it's going to resonate with others like them. So that's why it helps to be specialized and focused on a specific target audience, because if one thing resonates with a specific target audience, it'll resonate with all of the others in that same audience. 3 to 5 per year from the site. Beget action from potential clients. What do I want to achieve? People to pick up the phone and call me to do work for them. Okay. Are you tired of relying on referrals, networking, and cold outreach to get new consulting clients? Do you want to run a consulting business that doesn't run on luck? Actually, I don't want to edit, but I use the word run there twice. I'll come back and fix that later. That's awkward. Where you can predictably win new consulting business. I help consultants get clients through their website so that you can generate leads 24/7 while you eat, sleep, and work on other projects. This is like the core benefit of what I do. I think my products really help you. Again, that's why my book is called Productize Yourself. The idea is that you build a second version of yourself using your website so that it does your marketing and sales for you. And that's basically my mission, the mission of my business, is to help people build that second version of themselves. It's not really just a website, right? Like you think about like an article that you write, and it's, writing is thinking, and you can scale the conversations that you have with people. That's where my obsession comes from. That's why I think it's so important. So I want to nail that in my tagline. So I've taken my headline, but I've expanded on it. That goes into the why I think this is important. So I do like that. I do think that's problem, solution, the trigger. Now they're kind of excited. Now what's next? Trigger, the objections. So now they're kind of thinking, oh, how does he do that, right? How does he make this all work? Consulting is a relationship business, but buyers aren't looking for people on the web. People only get work through referrals and networking. That's what they're starting to think now. It depends on the worldview. Like a lot of people, they read my stuff and they think that's exactly what I want to do. I hate cold calling. I hate networking. I just want to use my website to get clients. And I'm never trying to change people's worldview. If they are stuck on the fact that they think consulting is a relationship business and then you can only win business from networking and referrals, I'm not going to try and change their mind, right? That you never want to try and change people's minds from like a fundamental worldview. You just want to channel people who have a similar worldview into your thinking, into what you can do for them. And I know people are out there. Who understand that you can use your website to get clients, and they understand the value of building a second version of themselves and the scalability that comes with that. So I'm speaking to those people, and I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. That's a really, really useful thing to know when it comes to copywriting. I could spend all my time trying to change people's minds about how important their website is. But instead of doing that, I'm just going to focus on the people who already understand how important their website is and focus on those people. So I think using objections is much better in like a sales page and a LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn profile, like there's a character limit, and with a sales page, I literally create like an FAQ section to list out and answer these objections. But today and for now, I'm just going to skip this one and let my testimonials do the work. So the idea here is that you list out your common objections, and then you use your testimonials to answer those objections, and not just you. So yeah, testimonials are very important for answering objections. The best kind of testimonials tell a story. They're not just, this was awesome. It was, I was struggling with this, and then, uh, this service really helped me achieve this. And they're much more believable. They're much more relatable. They're not the only thing you should use, but they really, really add a lot to your profile. And that's why LinkedIn does have a recommendation section at the bottom. So it's very important that you are getting these as often as possible, because you can use them in your copywriting. So what I'm going to do next is include some testimonials here. This how I do it section. I do like the bullets here, but I'm not convinced that I know that this copy could be improved. So I'm going to skip that for now. I definitely will come back to this and probably add some bullets, but I'm going to go to the what others say section and use it and start doing this right now. So I'll say what other consultants are saying. So another useful thing that I'm going to do here, and I think every consultant should have a page like this on their website. I call it praise. So basically what I've done is I also have a note in Rome called reputation. And this is where I collect all of the good things that people say about my different products and my newsletter, and my character. Every time someone says something nice about how I've helped them, then I say that in my reputation page, and then I can reference it on all of my copy. I do think you should include testimonials for everything that you do, whether it be your writing, your free consultation, your services, your books, your courses. Have specific stories and testimonials from customers for each of those, and then you can reference them out your website, throughout your copy, throughout your LinkedIn profile as well. I'm gonna get 3 to 5 testimonials here. This one's really good. I tagged it as story so that it actually tells a story. This one's quite long, so I am going to shorten it a bit. I'll try and get a testimonial from each of my offerings. So this one talks about my newsletter and the free website audit that I offer. It refers to that. So, and then when a consultant's reading this, they're thinking, oh, this consultant received a request for proposal from a website. So that's a desired outcome for them as well, and it refers to an alternate way of getting a proposal, and that's through the website, and that ties into the whole benefit of what I do. Just italicize that for. So I do like this. I like this testimonial a lot, and slight change from my profile here. What other consultants are saying. Here I say what others say. This one I'm actually referring to who I serve, and you can do this as well. Make sure you name your audience, your niche here, so that they resonate more with what these people are saying. And I even included the type of consultant that Michelle here is. Optional, this part, but you can, makes it more believable. What else do we got? I'm going to try and find one for my book. I'm getting an idea coming up from reading these. If I just drop in a testimonial that talks about product stuff, people aren't going to know what that is. That's my book title. So what I might do is for this how I do it section, I will refer to my three primary instead of just having it kind of ambiguous like this, I'm going to just refer to my three sort of offerings. So consultants guide to attracting clients through your website. And what I'm going to do is write some copy at the end of these so that, let's make these into bullets here. That'll touch on pain and dream. And then, so if, as a consultant, what you can do is list out your services. You can do like newsletter, free consultation, consulting service, But these shouldn't be like a step. Like you don't want to go into like a process here. You just want to give like high level benefits, get them excited, get them interested, and get them to, again, reach out to you or take the desired action, whatever that might be. So I'll come back to that, but I do like this idea of listing out my offerings here so that when I refer to them in the testimonials, that the reader will immediately identify what they're talking about here. I'll fill this in later. My template, kit, and course. Another important concept here to grasp is feature, and then at the end of this is the benefit. So my email newsletter No one cares about that. They care about the benefit of what my email newsletter will give them. My book, no one cares about that. They care about the benefit of what my book can get from the book. My template kit and course, no one cares about getting a template kit or a course. They care about the benefit of what the course and the template kit will provide for them. So what I'm going to do after I place in my testimonials, because I'll use similar language from my testimonials to write out my benefits as well. So my email newsletter that will help you, receive proposals from your website. It'll teach you how to receive proposals from your website. That's feature, benefit. A lot of consultants, they just write out features, right? There's just management consulting services, framework, model. These are all features. Nobody cares about that. They want to know the benefit of what those features will get for them. My framework that'll help you triple your team's productivity. My methodology that will help you double your sales team's performance, right? So I'll come back to these, but I'm going to grab 2 more testimonials from my reputation page from Rome. I like this testimonial. Actually, this one's quite powerful. Let's grab this one. So we've got newsletter testimonial, book testimonial, and let's get a testimonial for consultant website template kit. I like this one. Jim. Let's stick with this. And business coach and consultant. Okay, so now we have 3 testimonials. Refer back to my 3 offerings. So now I'm going to write the benefits. Let's just quickly see where I'm at here. This is getting quite long. Risk reversal, it's a guarantee. So I'll finish up by finishing out these benefits. My email newsletter that will teach you how to, let's get back to the dream section. Back to my email safari here. So this one, a template kit course that will help you write, design, and launch a lead generating consulting website in a weekend. It's basically the value proposition of the template kit. Now I'm gonna just source the language from here. Benefits for all these are quite similar, but I'm gonna just look back at my testimonials to see what people really found valuable about them. I like this copy here. Online brochure to a lead. Help you take your consulting website from a useless digital to a lead generation machine. Using the word lead generating twice here, I'm not super pleased with that, but again, this is just a rough first draft. Get the words on the page, and then I'll clean it up after. So let's go to my newsletter feedback. Bless me. Actually, there's one by Dana, which I like. It's kind of for all of my stuff. Create a digital presence that's more focused on the people you want to serve. Let's go with that for now. Pretty happy with that for now. So we have the testimonials, and now the risk reversal. So basically this is guarantees. I do offer a lifetime guarantee on my book and a 90-day guarantee on my template kit. Good guarantees make you feel uncomfortable. They force you to put skin in the game. That's really important. More difficult to do with consulting services, obviously, but it's obvious to me that this should be included in the LinkedIn profile. I'm gonna skip out on that for now. I do have, obviously you include this on your sales page, but for a LinkedIn profile, it's a bit much. And again, it's just the whole goal of this is just to get them to take the desired action. For me, it's the newsletter page to get them to go to my newsletter page. For you, it's probably get them to go to your contact page as a consultant. So I'm gonna skip that. Uniqueness. This one is, again, not something you include on your profile. It's more about your branding and what makes you different. And you probably could put a section, why people choose me, my story. Again, I think that's better for your website than your LinkedIn profile. I think this is good for now. Again, I think this is enough to get them excited, to get them interested in more about my offerings. They see some social proof, they see some testimonials, and now I want to get them to click through to my newsletter page to sign up for my newsletter. So I'm going to write one more line, then we'll be finished with the draft. And when I want someone to take action, you want to literally write as though you are taking their hand and getting them to do exactly what you want them to do. You want to describe in detail what they should do next. So you want to write, click on the link below and enter your name and email address, and I'll send you my free 5-day email course and consultant homepage template on how to win business from your consulting website. Comes with a lead generating, comes with a homepage template design and copywriting. Page design and copywriting template. I want to put the word consultant somewhere there. Comes with the homepage design and copywriting template. Consulting, homepage design, and copywriting template. That's good enough. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's a big improvement. It's clear. It's more concise. I have more testimonials. There's less options. I give them a single option, and it follows the brain audit quite nicely. It's good. It's good enough for a first draft, right? Like you just want to get the words on the page, take a break, and then come back to it after a day or two. So quick recap. Brain audit, problem, the solution, the target profile, the trigger, the objections, the testimonial, the risk reversal. Most of these elements, I think the ones that get the prospect excited and get them to take the next action, the most important factors are on this page. So title, I help consultants get clients through the website. Are you tired of relying on referrals, networking, and cold outreach to get new consulting clients? That's the problem. Do you want to run a consulting business that doesn't run on luck? Just quickly change that. Breaking the rule of not editing. Where you can predictably win new consulting business. I help consultants get more clients or get clients to the website so that you can generate leads 24/7 while you eat, sleep, and work on other projects. There's my trigger. Objections. So this part is not necessarily in any of this. I guess it's most related to the solution. Yeah. How I do it, the newsletter, my email newsletter will teach you how to create a digital presence that's more focused on the people you want to serve. My book that will help you. I'm going to definitely edit this. I don't like take your consulting website from a useless digital brochure to a lead generation machine. We'll use change. Consultant website template kit. My template kit and course don't need to use the word that. Template kit and course will help you write, design, launch a lead generating consulting website in a weekend. What other consultants are saying. Newsletter testimonial, book testimonial, template kit testimonial, and here we have the call to action. Click on the link below and enter your name and email address, and I'll send you my free 5-day email course on how to win business from your consulting website. Boom, link. A little bit of a supporting call to action here. Maybe use the word also. So there we go. The first draft of my new LinkedIn profile. Big takeaways here. I have a framework from which to work with. I also have language from my customers, from my reputation page, and from my my copy collection. And I basically put this writing together, not from scratch, but from using the actual word that my customers use. If you can take one takeaway from this video, that would be it. And if you did find this helpful, if you did find this valuable, I actually really enjoyed doing that and narrating my thought process. And I hope you did too. And if more people find this valuable, I will definitely do more of these when it comes to design, when it comes to writing, when it comes to marketing, so that when it's time for you to do these things, you can kind of follow my thought process and it'll help you do the same.